Welcome to Bogside Chats. We're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms, but keeping it casual. We're the first non-whale podcast. No Gen Zeros, no stable of 100 heroes. My name's C9N. Today is May 17th. We got a special episode for you today. We got the whole Bogside Crew. Boys, how we doing?
Fantastic. That just pumped me up.
Hell yeah.
I'm jacked up now. Let's
It
go
was a
right to summoning.
Great opening.
No.
Opening.
Just kidding.
How about you, Guy? How are you doing?
When's the last time all four of us have been together? It's been a hot minute.
Oh, yeah.
This is exciting. Can't wait. Got
Either
my
that or it's
chili
going to
ready.
crash and burn. It's one of those.
Well, we'll see.
Go
We'll
either
try
way.
not to talk over each other. That
No
being
promises.
said, I want to pass it over to Maddie for the agenda, but before we do, you need to like this video. You need to subscribe. Leave a comment. What's your favorite part about our podcasts? We'll try to hit them a little bit more. Also, I need you guys to go and check out Summon Night in Sarandel, a little different video that we did where we're summoning a little bit. Head over there, like that video, share it, subscribe. Maddie, what do we got on the agenda?
Right. So tonight we are talking about a few new developments in the game. The big one that happened last week, the Stonecarver, was released. So we'll be discussing that. We got DFK Duels on the horizon. We're going to definitely be talking pets because that's happening this week. Some notes on the AMA, and then obviously going to talk the tavern and the market a little bit. And then at the very end, depending on time, we'll see. But we might have some live summons, which is very exciting.
Pets are happening this week, confirmed by Matty Pesk. Is that
Pets
that
are
official?
happening this week, confirmed. And if it's not true, you can arrest me. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll just
Whatever.
kick you off the pod. It's all good.
Yeah, fair, fine.
Consider yourself arrested.
Really
I'm
escalated.
sure it's happening next week.
I thought it was this week. No, I thought it was this
Yeah.
week.
2 weeks after the
You
Gen
know.
Zero reveal. Pretty sure the Gen Zero reveal is last
DFK and timelines, not
Yeah.
best.
It's all good.
But I'm excited. Is everyone else excited for pets? C9N, you ready to hatch some eggs?
You go fuck yourself.
Oh, gonna have to censor that.
Hey,
Starting out hot.
No eggs.
You guys know how excited I am about pets. I am so
How
excited to the sense that I actually sold 2 eggs this week.
Wow.
That's
Ooh.
blasphemy.
C9N.
And you're
I
selling.
might be selling 2 more.
You just dox me.
16
You're gonna have to-
And we got a docs within the
Oh,
first
bleep
10
it.
minutes. I love it. No, I got
60
the
Jewel.
robot voice. The robot voice will be there for us.
60 jewel for a blue egg.
Oh my
60?
gosh.
Is that what you
Not
said?
bad.
I might have to sign on there. But
I
let's
sold
get. Oh,
I sold 2 this week for 37, so it looks like I
Oof.
look like an idiot right now.
Oh, you know who's definitely good? Squanchy. He's been talking up eggs for a long time, and I know he was stacking it for a while. I think he was buying them at one point over at the Jewelers podcast. It's props to him for hitting that like 17 months ago. Finally getting into it.
He was also talking up bloaters, so I don't know how that one's going. But definitely head over there and check them out as well. Should we get into the agenda there, Maddie?
yeah. I was gonna say let's hold off on the pet talk because we're gonna have a lot to discuss then. Although Guy just revealed his big secret that he's selling all his eggs. No, let's get into the first agenda item, and that is the Stonecarver. So this has been talked about for a while in the game. They're going to have, items you can craft. Stonecarver, he's got limited time where he is activated, and you can craft your own stones. What are they called?
Stones. You got it.
Enhancement. No, they're called enhancement stones.
Okay. Lesser.
Interesting. It's fun. Some use of some utility for the inventory items. You like to see that, but in general, I'm not too excited about this. How are you guys feeling about it?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
You crafted?
Not well. Yeah, I did 2 swiftness stones
Nice.
because I had summons planned. But I'm less excited about what it is and more excited about the path that I see this going on. Right, the utility that this is going to add to items, because I don't think this is it. I think this is the first step of many different NPCs like this.
Yeah. And just to add to that, go ahead, Guy.
No, you go.
I was going to say, just a quick tidbit. It helps a little guy, to be able to put together some of our items and sell a stone for what, 13 to 15 jewel, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is right now. It's helpful for us.
Well, and that's exactly it too. Is you don't even have to craft the stone. There is a drastic increase in utility across all these items now, so the value of these items are going to go up. So even if you're just foraging and fishing away, the fish and the foraging items that you have, those values are going to go up because the cost of the stones are going to go up.
Yeah, and Frisky mentioned that during the AMA, that it's leading towards more of an economy that they want as far as those item prices go. We didn't see it last week, but there was a lot going on last week with Luna and everything in the crypto space. I think for a lot of people, maybe the Stonecarver went unnoticed, but item prices didn't jump the way I was expecting them to. I wanted to sell a lot of gold when it spiked, but didn't really see that spike.
Well, I think that was my point of this is why this was a non-issue for me is like it didn't hit, it didn't change anything. And because he's only there for a limited time and I'm not actually sure how it works, is he like gets activated and then he's there for like 2 or 3 days and then he's turned off, but it seemed like this was a minor blip on the radar and is not really going to affect anything. I mean, why isn't he just on all the time? I don't understand this.
Well, so they did the initial announcement. I think it was Beetle Dude gave it,
Okay.
but he did say that he was going to be out there for a limited time. He was going to go away, and then when he comes back, he's going to set up a more permanent shop. So I think it might have just been a testing phase by the team. I don't know if when he comes back now in another day or so, if that's going to be when it becomes permanent, or if maybe it's a second phase of testing. But at some point, it should be permanent.
Well, they said why he's gone. He's got to go pay a debt. He'll be back soon.
Oh, is that the reasoning they give?
Yeah, Garth said that Master Rudel will be back. He's gone today. He's got to pay an old debt. He'll be back. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So
that is kind of an interesting like lore weirdness, but I'd be curious to see.
Getting better.
Well, no, the lore's fun. There's a lot of cool stuff there, but I'd be very curious to see how the market would be affected if the Stonecarver was in place permanently and kind of always there, always active. Because it seemed such a small opening that it didn't really affect anything.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see when he gets back. What do you got? What do you got next, Maddie?
All right. Next up, we are looking at. All right. Well, this is something that's on the radar. I can't make the same guarantee that I made with pets, but I made the guarantee with pets. But this is DFK Duels. This was talked up by Frisky, saying this is going to be happening very soon. I mean, I'm excited for it, but also it's been the same sort of thing of the team saying, "quote unquote" soon. I hope it happens. I'm excited. What are you guys' thoughts?
What's up with the negativity today? They said June.
Yeah, it was June.
Pretty sure.
Read your notes, Maddie.
My bad. I thought that was. I thought they said like.
They said June.
Soon, TM.
No,
yeah,
but
so I'm excited that there's a timeline there. But go ahead, Franz.
Yeah, no.
Oh, my bad.
I think it's gonna be good because we got like a little taste of a dueling type mechanic with this DFK arena, which it is what it is. But I think this is gonna be a little bit more in depth than that and a little bit more RNG driven, more than just the RNG of whatever stat gets picked. Something that the Inner Grove podcast talked about a lot, and I think is probably right, is that this is likely kind of a test for LAN tournaments because it's going to be the same mechanic as far as one stat being kind of dueled on. So I think that's exciting. And then one thing from the AMA that Frisky mentioned, and I don't know how pointed or specific this wording was, but he said that these will have rewards that'll be really fun. So saying it like that, if the reward is just jewel or just gold, I don't know that he'd describe it as really fun. I think maybe an item we haven't seen yet, or some stones, some crystals, maybe. Maybe crystals make sense because it's more of a combat-based, mechanic here.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I'm excited for that.
But well, outside of stones, what would be a new item that's really fun in your opinion?
I don't know.
What about weapons? What if?
Are we there yet?
Ooh.
I'm just saying. What if?
So
Go ahead, guy.
go ahead. To build off of that, if we have pets, pets are going to be attached to heroes, just like weapons will be attached to heroes.
Mhm.
So if pets are soon, weapon and armor is probably not that far off.
Yeah.
And
With the
if-
collective blockchain experience on this pod, I think we could say that with confidence. Kind of the same thing.
It's
No.
basically the same thing.
I was going to say the exact same thing, and especially the idea of pets being an armor, or not armor, an equipment slot.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very easy for them to simultaneously be creating equipment and keeping that secret. I think that'd be very easy for them to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
I go for it.
Is it also going to be as intense as pets? Right? Is it going to be its own, NFT, or is it just going to be like, hey, you got a common sword or a common spear, or, so on, so forth and so on? How much work do they have to put in to put that in the game? Either way, it's exciting.
One of the big holdups for pets is the artwork, since there's so many unique pets. You could say the same thing about armor. Maybe they have some kind of uniformity, like you said, of a common spear, an elite spear, or whatever. But they still need to. They've mentioned that the armor and the weapons will change the actual hero card as well. So theoretically, that
Yes.
artwork needs to be built into the card as well too.
Yeah, I can't wait for that because there are some cosmetics that I really don't like, and I'll be buying armor specifically to cover them up.
What cosmetics?
The tail, the monkey tail. I like almost every other cosmetic.
Honestly, I'm sick of you complaining about this tail.
All
Day,
not
all
gonna
long,
stop
all you
until
do
it's
is complain about this tail. There's one tail that you don't
I
like.
also don't like certain horns,
Oh my
specifically when they're on a bald head. I think it looks extra bad. So I'm gonna buy some helms as well.
Why you gotta shame these heroes? Why you gotta shame these heroes?
I mean, listen, we all have preferences. Beauty is the most subjective thing in the world. So
How dare you?
there's some
How
people
dare you?
that
Every
love
hero
that.
is beautiful. Every hero is beautiful, no matter what they look like.
All right, moving on. What's next?
I think it's a great segue. We already talked about it a little bit, and Guy revealed his huge master strategy. But pets is happening. Confirmed, it's happening. I saw it in a dream. It's happening this week. I'm very excited. I have 5 eggs. I just got one this week too. Just eggs all over the place.
Everyone's getting eggs.
Just everybody's getting eggs.
I'm flipping off all of you just to let you know. I mean, you can see me, but just so the listener knows, I'm flipping off Franz, not Guy. Guy's always nice to me, and Maddie. Flipping them off.
Fair enough.
I think the interesting part of this is, while I'm being sarcastic, I don't know if it will for sure happen this week, next week, but it is happening very, very soon. We know that for sure. We've seen price fluctuation with eggs. Guy, you saw the opportunity. I mean, should we be? What's the phrase? Sell the rumor, buy the hype. I got that wrong, right?
buy the rumor, sell the news. But this would be a sell the news time, right? We know it's coming now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I figured anything around the 40 jewel range, basically, and I'm strongly considering selling all my eggs now that it's over 50. But anything around the 40 jewel range, I look at it, would I rather have a floor hero or would I rather have a pet? I think I'd rather have a floor hero. There's more utility with a hero than it is with a pet.
You can get a nice rare for that amount.
Yeah.
Right, but what if that one egg becomes the super rare, untouchable pet that everybody wants?
Yeah, I'll let someone else play the RNG game. That's fine with me.
But also, there's just the numbers aspect of this. It's there. We passed 200,000 heroes. I think C9N said today to us. And I have no clue where we're at as far as total eggs. Didn't do my homework to come prepared for the pod.
Yeah.
But it's a lot less than that. So, will they be more sought after?
Yeah, well, yes, because everybody's going to want one. Two, DFK Duels coming out. We got to see how pets potentially affect that, right?
That's interesting.
Three.
Is that?
Oh yeah, we can hit that one. And let me write down 3.
I mean, you can say 3 first if you want.
I was gonna say 3. To Maddie's point, sell the hype, and then as soon as pets come out, and you can buy a couple of cheaper eggs, boom, you just recoup your investment. So there's a number of strategies, but yeah, back to the DFK Duel. Do we think pets are gonna play a role?
I didn't until you just said that. I don't think I've seen that mentioned at all, but maybe this timeline is lining up where they do. I even as I'm saying it, I don't know if it's going to be the case, but it would be really cool if it did.
I think it's a very interesting idea, and I would love that. However, I think DFK Duels, from what the team has said and what I've gathered, is going to be super stripped down, simplified, like very straightforward. Pick a stat, that's what's up. I don't think. I think the pets will help combat in general. I doubt they'll be part of DFK Duels. But that's just my opinion based on what they've said of describing DFK Duels.
I'm just going to push back a little bit on that. Maddie, did you see the visuals when it came to DFK Duels in the AMAs and those sorts of things?
I mean, I probably did, but go with your point. Let's say I didn't.
Okay, so I mean, it looked like it was much more in depth. I mean, it really looked like a true, initial gambit system type deal. Not to mention that if they said pets are coming out, what, 2 weeks? Did someone say? Roughly
Within the next. I guarantee
Sure.
in a week, but yeah.
Okay, let's just say it's 2 weeks. And we know that DFK Duel is coming out in June, which, hey, it's May 17th. That's about 2 weeks from now. Why wouldn't they build in the ability to pair pets with combat at the same time? I mean, they are going to be combat oriented. We've seen those screenshots. I think it just makes sense.
No, that's a good point, and I could be way off. I just am thinking the way the team has said their like combat is going to be piecemeal. Like it's not going to be the full thing right away, and that's just what I'm going on. But that's a good point in terms of like release schedule and stuff like that. I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. If you think pets are gonna be or not involved in DFK Duels, leave a comment. Let us know.
Yeah.
Like the podcast.
Whose side are you on? Whose side are you on? Yeah.
Share it. Let your friends know. Have them leave a comment. Let's get a discussion going.
It's good shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Pets, I think. Actually, there was one thing I did want to mention. It was in the notes here. I missed. This is, and it bleeds into the next topic, which is the AMA stuff. They had an AMA yesterday, obviously every Monday, and they said something about a lot of different games or not DFK. A lot of different blockchain games are going to have some form of pets, some form of companions in it, and is a great way for them to potentially to be blending and cross-chain combination going on. I thought that was very interesting in terms of, are the pets that we hatch, quote unquote, that we hatch here in DFK going to have more utility than just DFK? I thought that was a very interesting idea, especially with other crypto games on the Harmony network popping up. Did you guys catch the notes at all or have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I didn't read it that way. I read it the opposite way, right?
Oh, shit. Okay.
That they were saying there's some other projects that have animal type creatures that could get a form of pet in DFK, not DFK pets going elsewhere. So
that's interesting.
The two that popped into my mind, Crabata is a popular one. I could see those little crabs being pets, and they're also another subnet user. Maybe there's some partnership working there. And then Evoverse is another Harmony project that it's a Pokemon style game. Maybe they would have hundreds of little pets, little Evos that could potentially be in this. I also just sold an egg for 60 jewel, by the way, while we were talking. Just one. So
Right. I'm gonna ignore the comment about selling the egg, but
sure.
I think it's interesting, and I think in general, and I don't know. Obviously, we don't know the details, and we're just kind of theory crafting, but I think the idea, and this goes back to the general idea of metaverse. You know, the whole world is connected online here. Of being able to go from game to game with your NFTs. I think that would be very cool if they started putting that utilization in terms of we could take our pets from this game into another game. I think that'd be very cool, and from other games coming in too would be awesome, and it would bring more people into the game. So I hope they develop that. I don't know. I mean, I think that's interesting. I don't know if there's anything more to discuss on it, but I think it's cool.
Well, just one little tidbit. They already proved the concept, being able to move an NFT from Serendale to Crystal Vale, right? So
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of any other DeFi projects that have done something similar, but
We're the first. Actually, the first.
that's awesome. So DeFi Kingdoms is ahead of the ball game.
DeFi Kingdoms did the profile pictures for Bored Apes, I think it was.
Right.
If
Is
you had
that
a Bored
actually bridging? But I don't think you actually bridged your ape onto Harmony in that sense. Like this is the key is that you're bridging an NFT from one chain to another.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might have just been.
And again, Bored Ape owners, they'll click anything. So.
Hey,
shots fired.
Hey. All right, moving on.
Shots fired.
AMA yesterday was very interesting. Quick notes. A new roadmap. C9N has been talking about this forever. He brings up the roadmap every podcast, I feel like. But they're going to be making a new roadmap. It's coming out. Frisky also said new expansions. They're hoping to do every half year. I mean, again, this is just what he said. Nothing official here, but they're hoping to do new expansions. I think that's very interesting, and we could kind of hypothesize about with the different chains. And then also a very interesting note here that was part of what Frisky said. Samurai class potentially being a class in the game. He said that the traditional Asian style, Asian theme will be in a class soon to come. So I think that's very interesting to discuss. And anything you guys find, any of these topics, just jump in now.
You already got ninjas.
True.
Point. I mean, Samurai, that's different. That's more of a cultural difference there. I'm a little distracted because Guy is just putting a summoner on the market for 74 jewel as we speak. But yeah, I thought the talk of other chains was very interesting. You know, Meta's brought up the point that, you know, we want to get the rest of the heroes, the rest of the classes, I should say, out there and kind of complete this. Samurai is cool, but it sounded like Frisky, like they have a list. It sounded like it's a set list at this point. I'm sure it could change, but, you know, this isn't something where they're just kind of flying by the seat of their pants. So I thought that was great.
No, and I'm sure they have some sort of like master outline, you know, in the back rooms of their. I'm assuming it's a hideout. I don't know, maybe a castle where they all live together and work. But
that's great.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this was a nice little hint. I mean, I know, yeah, we do have ninjas, and obviously the most recent what was I gonna say? Most recent expansion had the Viking theme and had a lot of stuff from Norse mythology and stuff like that. I think, you know, a different expansion could totally bring in more, you know, traditionally Asian like culture things. That'd be very cool.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting what the theme is for the next one. You know, I mean, Crystal Vale made sense for AVAX because they have the whole like avalanche snow kind of theme to it. I've heard people in the past mention Phantom and kind of a undead or swamp type you know, setting, or what you'd say. You know, the Phantom chain, they've had some issues with devs leaving recently, I believe. There was the whole thing with Andre a few months back. But,
yeah.
I don't know how that stuff changes, right? Because, like, Solana was talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Previously, they're having a lot of downtime issues. Polygon was talked about. They're having their own issues. I don't use that personally, but a lot of people have, had some complaints. So, I don't know what chains might be next. I believe they're doing testing with Polygon, at the very least. DFK is.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I think, I don't know. These are all, and excuse my ignorance on this statement, but these are all L2s, right?
No.
No.
All L1s. No, not all L1s. Polygon, I believe, is an L2.
Okay.
Way over my head here, boys.
Yeah, we might have to cut that so I don't sound like an idiot.
We'll
but
cut
they're
that.
all
We're
leaving it in.
EVM compatible, which is the key that.
Okay, all right,
Streamer
that's
brought
all
up.
right. That's fine.
But can I take us off track a little bit?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Great. So something that I was thinking about as I was hitting the peace pipe the other night. We know that there are going to be 4 other realms besides Sarandel, right?
Correct.
But I feel like
hold on. 4 total.
Right. Sorry.
So
3
two
other.
more. Yeah.
So we kind of all think that, like, hey, that's it. It doesn't necessarily, and this is me just kind of spitting here. It's not. I have nothing to really go off of. That doesn't mean that they're only going to be on those 4 blockchains. Like, I could see a scenario where, like, they have these smaller kind of like outpost realms that maybe don't have a token associated with them. But, like, could you think of, like, maybe a dungeon kind of thing on a certain realm? And it's like an expansive PvE that isn't that big, maybe doesn't, have like a marketplace or some of the DEX features, but it's just purely a game.
I'd subscribe to that. I love it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think the key thing about the expansions is the power token, like you said. And I think they've got an in-game economy built and ready to scale across 4 other chains. But to go beyond those 4 chains, I think a dungeon or some kind of outpost is a perfect segue into those.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about potentially having 4 different places is that Duel will be more deflationary. And when I bought in at 20, it's not going to be 76 cents, but maybe it'll be like $2.
But each chain makes it kind of more inflationary, right? Or adds to the total supply, I should say, because these other coins, they're really an extension of Duel.
I was gonna say it depends on if they're how they're using Duel in the other, locations.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think I misunderstood C9.
If it's burning.
Well, no, it wouldn't be the gas on these other chains. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't know.
But it could be a way to, like, raise awareness, like, hey, a little outpost on, say, Solana or something else that, like, hey, we're not putting a whole realm there, but hey, here's this little game. You need these NFTs from Harmony to play it, but go for it.
I 100% agree. I think that'd be very fun and very cool, and would potentially get the word out on the game and get the more eyes on it. But I do worry about gas fees. I know obviously a lot of these Harmony has decent. They have it under wraps, and with Duel, it's been pretty smooth. Not pretty smooth. It's been very smooth, in DFK chain. But Ethereum is a nightmare with gas, and a lot of coins or a lot of different systems are based on Ethereum. So I would only hesitate of, like, I wouldn't want gas fees to get out of control with these various expansions that you're talking about. And I don't think it would, but, like, again, this is all just hypothetical. But, like,
nobody's building a game directly on ETH. It would be on one of the L2s, but I guess you have to pass through ETH to get to the L2s. So I don't know. Like I said, it was a random thought that I had. We can cut this whole segment.
Cut the whole segment.
We're keeping it. We're gonna add one more little anecdote, real quick. This weekend, I was at a party. Talked to a guy about NFTs.
Oh, look at you!
Talked to a guy about NFTs. A couple that he owned, and I was like, "Yeah, but man, ETH, those gas fees are bull." He goes, "Yeah, but it's really not a big deal when you're buying in quantity." I was sitting there like, "You motherfucker! Like, really? You're gonna say that shit to me when I'm burning like $100?" But anyway, let's go to the next topic because you guys were doing nerd stuff for way too long.
Hold on. Did you ask him like, hey, what are 12 random words that you say often?
I did not. As soon as he said that the ETH gas fees weren't a big deal, I was like, all right, buddy, I'll see you. Talk to you another time.
All right. Well, I think we're getting late on time, so we might have to skip my favorite segment of the show. But
no, we're not skipping your favorite segment.
I will say we'll do a quicker version. Obviously, the general market and the crypto market has been terrible. Been, gutted. Obviously, led by the whole downfall of Terra / Luna. Should and we don't need to get into it very in depth, but in general, when the market is down like this, what strategies should we be changing strategies at all when the market is this bad? Should we be conserving more, trying to accumulate, or should we maybe be aggressive in certain areas? I mean, Guy, I'm really leaning on you on this one. I'm hoping you can help me with this.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice, but like just tips and tricks.
Play the game.
There you go.
What does that mean, though?
It's really that simple. And don't in a down market, if you're overexposed, you got to be careful there. But if you've got money in here that you're okay losing, enjoy playing the game. Accumulate Jewel. If the price of Jewel rebounds, if Kingdom Studios and everything that DFK aspires to be long term, and over the next 3-6 months, you double, triple, quadruple your Jewel, you're going to be in a good spot long term, and you're going to have fun over the next 6 months, summoning heroes, questing, hopefully doing DFK Duel, and all these other interesting things too.
Do you think, and this is just a personal question I have, should I be stacking heroes or stacking Jewel? Or is that too detailed? Does that matter?
Personal preference. I mean, so gardens are going to continue to dwindle down, which is interesting. APRs are back under 300. And emission rates are going to continue to slow down, so gardens are going to continue to be less and less advantageous. And so it's just a matter of, what are you looking to get out of this game? And if the keyword is game and you want to play the game, you should have money in heroes.
I would agree with that hero comment.
I like that too. It's kind of where my focus has been. The question is, let me ask you this, Guy, and maybe Franz and you, all of you. What heroes do we really want to invest in? Because we're now over 200k heroes.
Well, so I made a purchase with a quick loan from Guy that was paid back within an hour.
I shared that. I'm glad you shared that. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, it was a good deal on the tavern. I didn't have the Jewel on me, and I didn't want it to go away. No, but so most I've ever spent on a hero, 390 Jewel for a minor rare Dragoon with an advanced ability. And my thought process was, one, I'm getting my butt kicked in DFK Arena, and that needs to change. But also, two, if you look at the USD value there, it's like $350, sure. Which, not to say that's nothing, but that's what I was spending on floor heroes a few months ago, right? Yeah. So it's easy to rationalize it when you think about it that way. So my focus, I think, going forward is not going to be as much quantity, but more quality of heroes. Like I want some legendaries. I only have one legendary right now. I don't have any mythics. I want to change that. So I'm getting ready for PvP.
Hey, I saw some mythics for what, 300 Jewel today?
They're all thieves.
Okay.
I've been looking.
Yeah. I'm just saying. It's starting to get nice. Just to maybe go back to the tavern thing. It's been very odd lately. There's been a lot of deals on the tavern. The floor was jumped up a little bit in the middle of the week here for a tad, but it looks like we're coming back down to like that 39 floor. That being said, man, there is so much value, especially when you're looking for advanced abilities at every single floor heroes, rare heroes, elite heroes. There's so much value in advanced abilities.
Yeah, and just a little disclaimer. I feel like we hype up advanced abilities more than any other podcast out there. We still don't know what they do, if they do anything. They'll do something, but we're kind of banking on that, and we still don't know. So,
There's a
tread
chance
carefully.
there's going to be a drastic mismatch that you've got a wizard that's got some kind of defense ability that just doesn't make any sense for your wizard.
Well, they did clarify that during an AMA, that the abilities, basic, advanced, any of them, were hero specific. So each class specific.
Are you positive they weren't talking about skills? I think we had the same debate during that AMA.
We've discussed.
We can
this
go back
length.
to the tweet. It was not tweet, the comment. It was our own Matty Pesk that asked Hubert, and he answered. I read it as abilities, but we'll tag it. We'll tag it in the comments. People can decide for themselves.
He said that the abilities will be based on the skill tree, and I take that to mean the skill tree will be per class, so the abilities will always match up with the class.
And basic versus transcendent ability will be some kind of enhancement of the skill that you play.
Exactly.
I almost look at it as like active 1, active 2, passive 1, passive 2 as like skill slots for your abilities.
So your priest skill tree is like one branch goes to mass healing and one goes to individual healing. So if you choose mass healing, your it would be advanced mass healing versus advanced individual healing. Is how I interpret that.
So you're seeing them more as buffs to the skill tree, not. So I've been seeing them as kind of moves. Maybe the active ones are, active. Maybe active are more moves and passive are. I thought of passive as auras that are affecting your party, but
10%
affecting the skill tree, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Just to relate this really quick, just to relate this to my Pokemon monkey brain, I've got basic abilities as like bubble. I've got advanced abilities as like bubble beam. I've got transcendent abilities as like hydro pump.
I think that's fair. Yeah,
Portal user.
I think that's very fair. But I still think it's going to be related to the skill tree directly like that, in terms of the skill tree will define what the ability is. That's what I took from my interpretation from what he said. I don't know for sure, obviously. Again, we're just theory crafting, but...
Well, let me ask you this. Do we think that the active and passive abilities are combat-oriented?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not 100%. Why can't they be profession enhancements?
They would be in play. They would be functioning right now if they were. Why would they hold that back if they were?
They're not there yet.
It makes sense to me.
So you don't think there's going to be a skill tree devoted to professions?
No, not at all.
Ooh,
why not?
I think I like it.
It's going to be all combat. It's going to be increase your hit points, increase your defense. It's all going to be based on
right now
on combat.
You're being a Sith.
I bet a gray egg on it.
I'll match it. I'll match it 100%. I'll match it.
So I know where Guy is getting this from. We used to play this game called Rise of Kingdoms.
Yes.
And C9N as well. Sorry.
I was in your guild. I was in your clan.
Yeah, it's an extreme money pit. Like, don't play it. You can't earn anything. You just spend. But they had skill trees for gathering resources as well, and you can make a hero that was specifically for that. I hadn't thought of that as a possibility. It's really cool.
I seriously doubt the skill trees will be for professions.
Well, the pets have both professions and combat, so why couldn't these abilities that we know nothing about be a small percent chance on the profession?
Yeah, Maddie, so I feel like you're saying like, they'll be combat, not profession. I think it's a possibility that there's another, like the tree has another branch that branches off into all profession stuff, and you can choose to go down that path if you want.
I think that'd be very cool, very interesting. From what I've gathered from the team, the way they've described it, in my interpretation, these are exclusively for combat, exclusively for building up your hero. I don't think they'll be related to professions at all. Because they've said so many times professions is such a small percentage of the game. So I really don't think that the skill trees will be part of that. Now,
There's a gray
I'm
egg
willing
on
to
it.
bet. I'm willing to bet, but I might be wrong. That's all I'm saying.
There's a gray egg on it.
It's a gray egg. I'll put a gray egg. That's fine.
The listener right now has to like and comment.
Stop
Who's
telling
gonna
them what
win?
to do.
Don't
Stop
tell me
telling
to
them
do
what to
it.
do.
That's very
The
true.
bet
have
is
no
happening
power over them.
regardless of them.
Guys,
Leave a
like and
comment.
subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, it's cool. We're cool.
Yeah.
Fine.
I was trying to do
Should we
some Jedi
summon?
mind tricks. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Did you send me both?
Yes, I finally Harmony stopped drugging me, and I got them over to you.
I think we
Where?
covered all we want to cover, and we're going to turn to our final topic. That's the wrong word. Our final
Maddie, get on with it so I could tell them what they are. It's a summoner and a
We're gonna
ninja.
summon everyone. It's time
go.
to summon.
Summoner and a ninja. We're
Oh,
going
is
for a
that why
save.
you were freaking out when I put a summoner on the market?
Oh no, I knew it wasn't mine, but now I'm wondering where it
Was
is.
it?
Hold on. Maybe Harmony is still rugging me.
Oh my god! It's
Yeah, because
sold.
I only have 30 euros.
Ooh.
No, I still have it. Hold on. I've been
Oh,
trying
boy.
to send this the entire episode. I thought it finally went through. It's saying refresh, because it's saying that I sent it.
Hey, can I put like 20 Jewel on I winning that bet? Someone
Yeah,
will take
it's
that?
gonna be like at least 6 months until we see the outcome of this bet. So 20 Jewel by that point might be
Nope.
worth 20
Yeah.
cents.
Skill trees are exclusively combat.
Okay.
We'll see you in 6 months.
Take my bet then.
Oh, this isn't good.
This is not good.
Well, it says I don't have.
As
the
well
hero.
as this is the hero I put on the market, and it's
All
not
right, go
showing
check
up
the
as on
market. If you sold my hero, podcast over.
I was gonna say we'll edit this out. Don't worry. But
Well,
now,
no, it would still
now
show.
it's
It would just
staying
show
in.
for sale.
Yeah. Well, it's clearly nothing sold.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time. Otherwise, we're not summoning.
Wait, is it still in your inventory?
It is, but when I go to send it to him,
Franz?
it's
Oh.
saying it's giving me an error code when I go to send it to him. It's saying execution reverted. Transfer caller is not the owner nor approved.
Oh boy.
This is not
Let me
approved.
change our RPCs here.
Oh, speaking of, when I tried to get my girlfriend into the game, she took like 30 seconds and was like, this is too buggy, and immediately
Well,
quit.
So wait, can I call something
Hold
out here?
on. Yeah, I have
So
problems
far
with that.
tonight, C9N has casually dropped in that he went to a party, and now he's casually dropping in that he has a girlfriend. Wait, you think you're cooler than us? You think you're better than us?
I just thought I was keeping it casual. I don't know.
That's not casual, man. Come on.
All right. While we figure out the
Meanwhile, Guy has 2 Gen 1s.
You got to say
Yeah.
babies. No one knows what you mean by that.
People know.
He has children.
So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, guy.
so I have a rare monk. It's a Gen 1.
Oh, we're just forgetting about my summoner?
Yeah, well,
Wait, I
He's-
no
he's-
longer have it in my inventory. Now check.
Good.
still 30.
Damn it.
We should end this
Don't
podcast.
do
Not-
before we
Feels
do
not-
it.
refresh.
It's not letting me hit the refresh button.
I switched
We-
RPCs and it hit, so
We broke DFK.
try fuzz.
That would be the second
You need me to
time.
go on fuzz?
Oh, jeez. Maddie, you're going to have to edit a lot of this.
We're keeping this in.
So I have this rare monk, Blue Agi, Fisher. I like him, and
Nice
I've been looking for a pirate pair for him for a while, and there just like hasn't been a good one. I have alerts set up on ADFK and all that, so I just went into, as we were talking about. I haven't listened to 70% of this episode, by the way, so I'll go through and I'll re-listen to that in the timestamp, see if we said anything interesting. But something I was working through is I went into ADFK and tried to find potential matches. I've narrowed it down to 2. I love insight, and I think I know what C9N will say. So
Ooh,
matchmaker number 1
purple luck.
is a pirate with purple luck. He is uncommon, so he's not rare. I mean, one of the main things I want to do here is I want to boost my rarity chances because I've got my rare monk. So I'd love some color. I'd love a legendary or a mythic, so anything I can do to drive that chance up would be great. But a pirate with purple luck. But we spent the last 20 minutes talking about abilities. There's no ability matches with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that he's a forager with a Fisher R1 as well, though. So that's matchmaker number 1. We got it?
Mm-hmm.
Matchmaker number 2 is interesting because he is a rare pirate. 10 summons left. And so the interesting thing with him, he's a warrior recessive, which is not great. But what's nice about him is he's a miner. And the mining is tricky because everyone loves miners, but ninja miners aren't that good.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you even want a ninja miner? But you got a chance at a warrior miner, which would be great too. And then you got 2 ability matches as well. And you still have...
All right, but a ninja
bullet.
miner, I mean, value-wise, don't you have to pay up to get a pirate miner?
So these 2 costs, one's 110, one's 125. The fact they're 10 out of 10, I basically call that the same cost.
Well, so the thing I like about going for a ninja miner, I just did one recently, is that monks and pirates are both great miners, or both above average miners, right?
Sure.
So you're
Yep.
kind of hedging a little bit for the miss.
Yep.
And also, I wouldn't mind training up my ninja or leveling up my ninja with a focus on either endurance or strength, or a little bit of both, along with agility.
But my question is, are you overpaying for that pirate because he's a miner when you could get something?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
ninja miner is not your ultimate goal. Are you stuck overpaying for a pirate miner because pirates are good miners? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 125 for, I mean...
Couldn't you get a pirate
But if you get
forager
miners,
for way better price?
if you get miners you don't want, you're going to be able to sell them. So yes, you're paying a little bit more, but you're gaining value with it.
Yeah.
And in today's day and age, jewel price, as well as the fact that he's 10 out of 10, I'd call a 15 jewel delta the same price.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Jesus, look at that bank. You
Oh,
I
whale.
know.
Someone's been saving up for a Gen Zero.
Non-whale podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of out the window at this point. You have 7 heroes, Maddie.
I just sold one. I only have 6.
All right. We're good then. But a sage with 2 advanced? Come on.
Well, we'll see if those advanced pay off.
Hey, I'm kind of on the rare and up train, 100% now.
Oh yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But I'm more concerned that uncommon sages and stuff just won't have the amount of ability points that a rare monk could have. What are your guys' thoughts?
Wait, say that one more time.
Okay, no. I the question I think you're asking is, and somebody made a tool for this. Guy, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like, what's the comparison of an uncommon paladin versus a rare knight on the level ups? I think it was Metas. I think Metas made it, to be honest.
Metas. Yep.
So what's the consensus?
Well, no, you have to. It's a cool. He created a calculator that does it for you, where you can compare two different heroes based on their rarity and class, and they'll tell you like what has a better chance at better stats. We can get the link for you, but it's very cool.
Fun fact: a basic mythic will have more stats than a common dread knight.
Yeah. Yes. That's what this calculator. There we go. This is it. It's DFK level count. Jesus, that's a dumb URL. But
we'll link it in the description.
Yeah. But yeah, you punch in and it will tell you exactly the exact question you're asking in C9N.
Let's see.
What are you trying to figure out?
Yeah, do a rare monk, like a common sage and a common sage.
At what level?
100.
We're not gonna see that for so long.
So Rare Monk starts at 80, and at level 10 will be at a stat total of 128.
Okay.
Sage.
And then a Sage,
Common Sage, yeah.
common will be at 129. So
Almost equal.
they're the same stats, but the difference between a rare monk and a common sage is a large percentage of the stats you get through the rare monk are RNG, and you don't have control over them. Whereas the common sage has more concentrated chances of leveling up the skills that you want to level up.
Okay. But what about at level 20?
I.e., a common sage is more valuable than a rare monk, is what I'm saying. 169 versus 185. So the monk, as you progress in levels, as you get up,
the monk will get stronger.
The monk will get stronger,
and that's why I'm on the rarity. I want to get, I want to play this game through. Get a solid NFT.
Guy, can you check to see if you have my summoner yet?
Editing this is gonna be a nightmare.
It's one take. Everyone.
What are we at? Like an hour and a half by now?
It is getting kind of long. We should wrap up soon. Keep that in, by the way.
Guy, why don't you just summon yours?
I still don't have it.
Well, I don't either.
We broke
That's
it.
troubling.
Hit the Discord.
But so if you saw, it just said I was showing 31 heroes and it went back to 30.
Refresh.
So like something's happening.
I'm sure it's yeah.
All right. Well, are you doing a summon?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
C9N, take us out.
No, what? No, we're doing a summon. Do not take us out. And don't say that to him because it's automatic for him. He'll do it.
Dude, he was at a party with his girlfriend. All right.
This has been an episode of Bogside Chat. We're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms, but keeping it casual. We're the first non-whale podcast. No Gen Zeros. No stable of 100 heroes. Have a good night.
See ya. I'm gonna summon now.
All right, let's do it. You using a stone?
No. Pirate and a monk. I don't have my pirate.
All right, it's Harmony. Harmony issues.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a lot better about my summoner.
Where's your pirate?
I bought him. They took the jewel
Switch
from me.
RPCs.
I did.
And then
He's done like
refresh.
three. He's switched RPCs
All right,
like three times.
Hey, that one take was good.
We're still live. I'm not cutting off.
One take.
I mean, you're going to have to edit a lot of this. This is barely coherent.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right. So we're not doing a live summons.
C9N, take us out.
Yeah, do the sign off.
This has been an episode of Bogside Chats, where we talk everything DeFi Kingdoms, but keep it casual. We're the first non-whale podcast. No Gen Zeros, no stable of 100 heroes. We'll definitely hit those summons in the next summon night in Sarandale. For sure. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
No more drinking while recording.
What a nightmare.